Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, FPL Consult here, and today we're going to do my Game Week 24 transfer plans video. So as usual, I'll give you guys a look into what I think about my players here, and then after that, we take a look at the team, how it's set up for Game Week 24 before I make any transfer moves, and also tinker a little bit into the game weeks later on as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. So for my squad balance in Game Week 24, this is how it's looking. Almiron is the one on the chopping block. There's a lot of players that I think I will want to move out soon. But in Game Week 24, I don't think my team needs a lot of transfers. But still, I want to let you guys know what I'm thinking about some of the players. So Almiron is definitely someone that's going to leave soon, especially with that blank in Game Week 25 as well. So even if I roll in 24, he will be leaving soon. And then for the short-term holds, Luke Shaw, Mahrez, and Mitrovic. Now, Luke Shaw has that blank in Game Week 25, and the fixtures after that don't really scream a lot of clean sheets. Plus, they will probably blank in 28 as well. So I think it's probably time to sell Luke Shaw as well, right? And then for Mahrez, I think I will have to monitor him a little bit, see if I need to sell him. And he is actually my route to Salah, as you guys will see later on, right? But we'll tinker a little bit, and we'll see whether that route is actually one that I would want to take or another route as well. Right, and as for Mitrovic, I think he's also my route into Darwin Núñez as well. And at this point in time, he hasn't seemed as if he's getting very consistent returns. So I will consider shifting into Darwin Núñez if Núñez comes up as an option in 25. Right, so that's what I'm thinking about these four players. And in the foundation tier, there's Haaland, Kane, Rashford, Ben White, Trippier, Odegaard, Saka, and Kepa. Basically players I don't think I would sell all the way until I wildcard, right? And then on the bench, there's Ward, Patterson, and Bueno, who are probably the bench players. The rest of them, like Almiron, who has been on my bench recently, he's still a player that I count as a playing player, and that's why he's not in together with the bench players, and that's why there's only 3 of them there. Ward, Patterson, and Bueno. I have been keeping an eye out for Patterson, Bueno. Patterson has returned. He's back on the grass now, basically, and he's doing a little bit of running. And there is a chance that he will come back in time for Game Week 25. So a lot of the moves later on, as you guys will see, depend on whether he is coming back in time or not. And actually, it kind of is based on the premise that he will be back in time, because I can't really plan elsewhere. But at this point in time, I'll still give you guys a look into what I think I would do if he's fit, right? And then for Bueno, he is probably someone that I actually need to transfer out because he has already missed a couple of games. He hasn't started 2 games in a row now, so that's already raising some red flags here. And Ryan Aid-Nuri has started ahead of him. So at this point, that's what I'm thinking about my players. Let's take a look at the team before any transfers are made. So on the screen is my team for Game Week 24 without any transfers made. As you guys can see there, 1 free transfer on the left hand side of the screen, and I don't intend to make any transfers at all, and that is because in Game Week 25 I haven't firmed up my transfer plans yet. I do have a couple of transfer plans laid out for Game Week 25, which you guys will see later on, but in Game Week 24 I don't think there are any glaring changes that I need to make. So Kepa against Southampton at home, every chance he keeps a clean sheet there. Trippier, Ben White, and Luke Shaw, same back 3. Trippier, even though he plays Liverpool at home, I don't see myself benching him against any team at this point in time. Alright, and then Ben White has Aston Villa away, Luke Shaw has Leicester at home. In the midfield, there's Mahrez, Rashford, Odegaard, Saka, all of them with decent fixtures. Nottingham Forest away for Man City, so Mahrez is a good fixture there if he plays, of course, right? I don't think I would transfer him out after I just brought him in. I'll give him this one more game in Game Week 24 here. And then Rashford plays Leicester at home. Odegaard and Saka both have Aston Villa away. Now, up front, there's Mitrovic, Kane, and Haaland, all of whom have alright fixtures, right? Especially Mitrovic with Brighton away. That's probably the toughest one out of the rest of the fixtures, but I still fancy him to maybe get a little bit of returns there, especially since Brighton have been playing a little bit more open recently. So hopefully Mitrovic can get some returns there, but I'm not expecting too much from this team as well, because in Game Week 24 I still intend to roll, and the reason is because in Game Week 25 I do want to attack those doubles that we know at this point in time, and also address some of the players who blank in 25. So this is how I would probably line up in Game Week 24 without any changes. Now on the bench is Ward, Almiron, Bueno, and Patterson, same as it's always been. And in Game Week 23, my team has been exactly the same as this one rolling into Game Week 24. Now let's take a look later on into Game Week 24 and 25 basically, where I'll show you guys some of the moves that I intend to make moving forward. So in Game Week 24, this is how my team is looking like on the FPL.team transfer planner, right? Without any transfers made, so 0 out of 1. And I intend to roll this transfer with 3.2 mil in the bank, right? So as you guys can see on the screen, exactly the same team as I showed just now in the graphic, right? So now let's take a look after I roll into Game Week 25, right? The plans that I do have in Game Week 25, because rolling the transfer means that I do have 2 free transfers and 3.2 in the bank, and I intend to take a hit regardless. I probably will have to take a hit, right? Looking at the squad, I have about 4 players who blank, right? Shaw, Trippier, Rashford, Almiron, and also Bueno and Patterson are players that may or may not start, right? So I definitely definitely will have to take a hit, I think, right? And it's looking like it's a -4 hit, regardless of the way I go about doing it. So I'll show you guys some of the plans for 25 here, right? So most of the plans involve, right, the assumption that Patterson will play, right? So let's all assume that Patterson will start, right? If he doesn't, then there's just an extra -4 there, right? But assuming Patterson starts, right, Trippier, of course, I'll put him on the bench for 25, sorry, right? And one of the moves that I most probably would have already locked in, right, is actually Luke Shaw to Kilman, right? So at this point in time, that move also frees up fun and gives me a doubler for someone who blanks, right? Luke Shaw, right? Rashford I would keep for sure on the and he'll just be on the bench, right? So I've already made one free transfer here, and that is Luke Shaw down to Kilman to free up funds, right? So now is where it gets a little bit interesting. So for the other 2 transfers, because I intend to already take a -4, one way I could go about doing it, right, is if I want to go for Salah as my only Liverpool asset. Basically, if I want to just go for one Liverpool asset, I can go for Mahrez out, right, for Salah, and then I can do Almiron to Leon Bailey. So this is what I'm thinking about, because Bailey also plays in 28 as well, right? So that's why Bailey is coming in here. So basically, if I want to go for Salah, this is one of the routes I can go. Luke Shaw down to Kilman, Mahrez up to Salah, and Almiron down to Bailey. So 3 transfers made, a -4 taken, and 0.3 left in the bank. So that's one of the routes. So let me reverse the last 2 changes. So basically, if I put Mahrez back in, and let's say I also put Almiron back in. So once again, I'm back to having 2 more transfers here, 4 mil left in the bank, right? So another way that I can go about doing it is, let's say I want to keep Mahrez and I just want to upgrade Mitrovic to Darwin Núñez. Then in that case, it's much easier, right? And basically from Almiron, I can still go from Almiron to Bailey, right? It leaves me a lot of money in the bank, basically, but I get to keep Mahrez and I get Darwin Núñez as well, right? So this is another way that I can go about doing it. And once again, right, Luke Shaw down to Kilman addresses that blank for a doubler, and also Mitrovic up to Darwin Núñez gives me one more doubler as well, right? So this is one of the ways that I can get another Liverpool player, and it's basically Darwin Núñez. But now let's say for the situation where I want 2 Liverpool players, then I've actually considered this third option. I don't really like it because it involves selling Kane, right? But it is one of the options. So let's say I reverse the transfers I've just made. Put Almiron back here, and I put Mitrovic back here again. So it would involve selling Kane and dropping him down to non-2. So basically what this allows me to do is I have 10.7 in the bank after this, a lot of money. And what I can do, right, is do Almiron to Salah, loads of money here, and then instead of Luke Shaw to Kilman, I basically do Luke Shaw to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now I know I'm gonna get a lot of stick for putting Trent Alexander-Arnold in here, but I think if I want 2 Liverpool players, this is one of the ways I can get. So I can get them. So basically Kane to Nanto, right? I keep Mahrez, I keep Mitrovic, right? And I basically do Luke Shaw to Trent, and I do Almiron up to Salah. So basically I'm changing my premium, basically. My premium asset, I'm swapping it from Harry Kane, and I'm changing it to Salah. Now, I'm not too fond of the idea of bringing in 2 Liverpool assets, especially Trent Alexander-Arnold, who plays for Liverpool defense that hasn't been the most solid recently. So I think I would lean more towards bringing in either one of Salah or Darwin Núñez based on how I see them play in Game Week 24, right? We've seen them play in 23 already, right? But I think I want to give one more game week to assess the option that I want, and I probably will do either option 1 or 2. I wouldn't drop Kane. I think I'm very unlikely to do this particular move that you see here. But I wouldn't rule it out. It is a possibility to drop Kane, right? So these are probably the plans that I have laid out for Game Week 25, and that's why, because I haven't decided on any of these routes, basically I haven't committed to any of these transfers yet. I can't do any transfers in Game Week 24, basically to give myself the option in 25 to still choose whether which route I want, right? So let me know what you guys think about these transfer plans, and also if I've missed any, right, to recommend some transfers to me, drop it down in the comments below, and also let me know what you guys are doing with your teams as well, right? I'll be interested to know and see if I can help out in the comments below, right? But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here, and I'll catch you guys in more Game Week 24 content very soon. Bye bye.